Breaking today, the Trump administration reportedly giving the green light for lethal CIA operations inside Venezuela as the Department of War continues deadly airstrikes against alleged narco-terror boats in the Caribbean Sea. Let's bring in Florida Senator Rick Scott, a member of both the Armed Services and Foreign Relations Committees. So here's what President Trump put out on Truth Social about the latest drug boat explosion. He said, quote, intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking narcotics, was associated with illicit narco-terrorist networks, and was transiting along a known DTO route. The strike was conducted in international waters, and 6 male narco-terrorists aboard the vessel were killed in the strike. So he's taken out a number of drug boats now, but there's a real sense that these operations in the Southcom AOR are about more than just stopping drug trafficking. When you add to that this report that the CIA has been authorized to conduct legal strikes inside of Venezuela, is the real target here trafficking, or is it Nicolas Maduro?
They're one and the same. You know, look, I've been fighting for liberty and freedom in Venezuela for years. I've been fighting against drugs coming out of Venezuela for years. Maduro is not the president of Venezuela. He didn't win the election. All right? Edmundo Gonzalez won the election. Nicolas Maduro is the head of drug cartels. El Cartel de los Solos, El Tren de Aragua. So I am glad that President Trump and Marco Rubio are dedicated to getting rid of all narco traffickers. Maduro's one of them. So if that means Maduro's out of power, that is going to be a great day for the world. I know they've raised the bounty to $50 million. I've got a bill to raise it to $100 million for Nicolas Maduro to be in prison. I can't wait for that day to happen. It is going to happen. I think Nicolas Maduro's days in power are clearly numbered.
So in his first administration, the president tried to get at Maduro with U.S. sanctions, ending recognition of his government. This from Politico. Trump has a different plan to oust Maduro this time around. I believe Trump is willing to escalate his anti-cartel campaign, but I'm not convinced he'd ever send a full-on invasion force to topple Maduro. That's partly because it could trigger alarm bells in the MAGA base, which has a strong isolationist streak. What it doesn't rule out, though, is something like a bin Laden-type raid to get Maduro, or to put enough pressure on him that Maduro capitulates to Qatar, which has offered to act as a mediator here.
I think if Maduro's smart, he's going to go ahead and move to Russia or China, someplace like that, because his days are numbered. The public of Venezuela don't want him. They rejected him in the last election. He stole the election. He's a dictator. He's a drug cartel leader. So his days are numbered. However they do it, I look forward to the day that he's no longer in Venezuela. It'll be great for the world.
So lawmakers on both sides of the political aisle are saying, the president looks like he's engaging in war without congressional authorization. The 2001 authorization for use of military force is still in effect. Does the president have enough cover from that, or does he need to seek congressional approval?
I don't think he needs congressional approval. These drug cartels are out here killing American citizens. They're bringing drugs into our country to kill our kids. I've got 7 grandkids. I was sick and tired of Biden's open border. I'm sick and tired of the Democrat, easy on crime policies, because it's killing our kids and our grandkids. And so I'm glad the president's doing this, and I hope in the end that Maduro's in prison, or go ahead and he leaves to Russia or China, and Edmundo Gonzalez becomes the president.
Well, there's a growing sense that something big is about to happen. We'll keep watching it closely. Senator, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time.
All right. Bye, John.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.